Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Facebook Live. I'm Kwon. Don't forget, before we get started here, you can always watch and listen to this live stream later throughout the day on your own time if you'd like. You can do that by going on our InForum YouTube channel. You can find it on your favorite podcast platform, or you can always just type in inforum.com/podcasts and click on the InForum Minute. All right away, let's get into this. We know that right now Fargo Police are looking for a man who they say was involved in a recent terrorizing case, and Fargo Police are saying that this man is considered armed and dangerous. So we're talking about 31-year-old Robin Heinonen, and he was last seen last Monday in the area of Family Healthcare right along 9th Avenue South. He's about 5'10", weighs about 180 pounds. He also has 2 tattoos on the side of his face, and it has N and M on that side of the face. He's also known to wear glasses, so if you have any information on where he might be, you can call Red River Dispatch, and his picture right now is on enrollment.com on our website as well if you'd like to see what he looks like. But again, they are looking for 31-year-old Robin Heinonen, and if you see him, you shouldn't approach him just because police are saying that he is armed and dangerous. So yeah. All right, also pointing ahead here, we're working to see if a man who climbed up onto the roof of Sanford Hospital is going to be facing any sort of criminal charges for what he did. This all happened at around 4 yesterday morning at the main hospital on 23rd Ave and Veterans, and we know that this man was going through some sort of a mental health crisis, and he was heard shouting help multiple times throughout the late overnight, early morning, and then at about 2 to 3 hours later, he did decide to come down. But right now, we're trying to figure out why he went up, on top of that roof, and how he even got up there in the first place. We're also trying to figure out if this might have impacted any sort of operations at Sanford Health. So if we get that sort of update, we'll definitely, obviously, bring those to you as soon as we can. Okay, we're also right now trying to figure out if Fargo Police are looking for any suspects who were possibly involved in this shooting threat at a downtown Fargo nightclub. So we don't have that much information right now in regards to that, but here's what we do know so far. We know that police were able to confirm those threats came into the Northern at around 8 o'clock on Saturday night. We know that an employee took a call from this man, and he was threatening to come to the Northern and then start firing off some shots. So we weren't able to figure out who that caller was. Obviously, staff couldn't figure that out either, but we know that officers were at the Northern. They stayed there for about an hour to try to investigate, look for something suspicious. They were not able to find anything suspicious. And then we also got this Snapchat message that was sent into our email, and it looked like it came from a staff member there. And the reason we say that is because, if you looked at the Snapchat message or picture that they had sent in, it was, like a Snapchat caption that said, I need to find a new place to work or whatever. This is another threat that's coming through. So it really showed that this person was like hiding with other staff after that threat. So we'll of course let you know of any updates as soon as we hear back from police again, but lots of things to get an update on. Obviously this is a developing story. Okay, we also are learning about some early enrollment numbers for schools across Grand Forks. And district leaders in that district are saying that the number of students has actually gone up this year. So right now, looks like 7,489 students have been enrolled so far, including the Twining Elementary and Middle School on the Air Force Base, and that's up from 7,358 students just last year. So again, guys, a reminder, these are just early numbers. The district right now is working on a report that's expected to be finished next month with final numbers coming in October. So yeah, looking good for Grand Forks Public Schools. Okay, and sticking in Grand Forks, we know that right now a new $5 million shopping complex is being built there right now. So if you want to take a look at the renderings, you can certainly do that on our website or the Grand Forks Herald. But it's going to be called The Grove, and it's going to go up on the south side of town, right by 40th Ave and South Washington Street. So pretty busy area. And we know that this is going to be a mix of both local, national businesses along with some new restaurants, which is really nice. So it's a 23,000 square foot space, and it's expected to open by next summer. I went to school in Grand Forks, and I just think it's so interesting how much it has developed, even just, you know, within the past few years. I don't know if you guys have seen the Hugo's downtown. They've got some really cool additions to downtown, and then they're just continuing to expand, which I think is really neat for Grand Forks. And I think it's gonna bring in a lot more people to the city, which is really cool. All right, also today, more construction to talk about. We know that a Fargo Road is going to be down to 1 lane. That's going to be right along 17th Avenue South between 35th and 39th Street South, right by Custom Express Car Wash. They're just going to be making some fixes to the street there, and so because of that, traffic going north and south along 38th will be detoured, and this should only last until the end of the day on Wednesday. Okay, we also know today is the first day of school for a lot of students in Moorhead, and that's obviously really exciting, but we also found out that they are hiring for a lot of different positions right now. At last check, we know our reporter, Jenna Scott, was able to find out that there were more than, gosh, I want to say 30 job openings for the school district. You know, you're talking positions like lunchroom supervisor, 6th grade teacher, just lots of different positions that they're looking to fill right now. So I thought that was kind of interesting. They're also short, I want to say, gosh, 14 drivers when it comes to, you know, taking kids to school and taking them back. So a little struggle for the district, I would say. You know, of course, we're still in this like weird stage of this pandemic, right? And there's still all these shortages. So hoping everything goes okay for that district there. You can also apply. I mean, if you are looking for something, if you're trying to help out, or if you need a job, you know someone who needs a job, maybe working for Moorhead area public schools wouldn't be the worst idea. And you can just find all of those job openings just by going to the school district's website there. Also with that though, today Fargo's newest private school is going to be having its first day of classes, and that's going to be for pre-K through 6th grade students. So that's for the Capstone Academy, which First News has talked about before, and it's going to be split into 2 different locations because the permanent school is still being built, right? So one campus is going to be in South Fargo right off of 25th, and that's going to be for pre-K through 3rd grade. The other one will be right off of 35th Avenue South to have 4th through 6th graders. Really cool. Permanent building is going to be located on the corner of 43rd Street and 64th Avenue South, which is expected to open in 2024. All right, national news, big update for you. Actually, thanks to our reporter, Jenna Scott. So at 7:30 this morning, our time, NASA was supposed to launch its most powerful rocket, Artemis 1. You've probably seen that all over your socials. And it was supposed to go on a test flight around the moon, but here's the update. It probably will be moved to Friday. We just saw a tweet from NASA that says that they're working through an issue with what they're calling it an engine bleed. So I don't exactly know what they mean by engine bleed, but I'm sure, you know, just like you guys could figure out, it's something's wrong with the engine. And obviously that's a pretty serious issue when you're trying to get this rocket to the moon. So they're working on that right now. We know that they have a team of people working on that. And earlier this morning, we heard from NASA that they will be moving this to Friday if things don't go as planned today. So we'll let you know if that changes. But for now, it seems like that launch will now be happening on Friday. But again, we'll keep an eye on that for you and let you know if they decide to do a different day. Okay. Also, we know that the federal government is going to stop shipping those at-home free COVID tests this week. So we checked the website to do that this morning. It's the covid.gov website. And it has a message that says test ordering is going to be suspended this Friday. And we found out that this is because Congress hasn't really provided any more funding for this program to continue. So that's, of course, now going to be ending a program that started back in January. Gosh, I remember that, and I remember telling you that this program was happening. So crazy. But that program did allow families to order for free at-home COVID tests. All right. Well, we got Hot Mic with Dom Izzo, 9 to 11, WDAY Extra, InForum.com. And game week is here. So Jeff Kolpak is going to be joining the show at 9:30 today, previewing NDSU's opener with Drake, which is really exciting. Football season is here. And then they're going to be previewing the FCS season as a whole at 10 o'clock this morning. And the question, Dom and I always talk about what he's going to be talking about. And the question is, are there any real challengers to the Bison this upcoming year? So that's kind of a talker, and I'm sure Dom is going to have some really great insight on that. And then a little review of a busy high school football weekend and Tom Hoagie's record-setting year, which is really cool. So again, 9 to 11, WDAY Extra, InForum.com. Dom has lots to talk about this morning, so make sure you go join him. All right, and on InForum.com right now, here's a headline that I wanted to share with you. With 50,000 menstruation pads, North Dakota Women's Network ready to fight period poverty. I thought it was so interesting because they've seen headlines like that before, but never, locally, never really in ties to North Dakota. But the Women's Network routinely gives out some free menstrual supplies through its Period Project, is what they call it. And in the next legislative session, they're actually trying to push for a bill that would end the state's tax on menstrual products, which I thought was kind of unique, especially to this area. So if you want to read up on that a little bit and more about their efforts, there's a lot of pictures there as well. So you can go check that out right now on our website, InForum.com. All right, before we go, I wanted to let you know that for 99 cents a month for your first 3 months, you can get all access pass to InForum.com just by visiting InForum.com/subscribe. All right, that's all I have for you on this Monday. But of course, we have news at 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. So make sure you go join our evening crew over there. And then we'll be back here tomorrow morning from 5 to 7. Also, Lydia told us today that today is going to be very windy. It's actually been picking up while you've been sleeping. And it's going to only progressively pick up more and more throughout the day. We're talking wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. So with that, I wanted to relay the message that Lydia was kind of telling us about this morning. Be careful of those door dings, okay? Remember when you open a car door, you're in a grocery store parking lot, it's really easy to ding another car, especially when it's windy out, and it happens very fast. So just be mindful of things like that. If you don't need to do your hair today, just don't do it. Don't waste your time. It's gonna be a bad hair day. So get ready for a windy day, and yeah, we'll be back here tomorrow morning, 5 to 7. Have a great day. Bye.